Namaste. In this video we are going to discuss about the book called Closer to Love by Vex King, and this book is about how to attract the right relationship, deepen your connection. And this book caught my eye when I was just browsing through the bookstore, and I felt that maybe I need to read this. And there are some good points about this book. There are some things that are really bland, but of course a book is not written for a particular individual. It's written for a group of individuals, so it might help someone, it might not help someone. It depends on person who is reading it particularly. First point that really connected with me in this book is having a closed heart or an open heart. So whenever you are diving into a relationship, whenever you are getting into a relationship, you must have an open heart. Like, people bring their baggages into a relationship. So when they come out of a relationship, they get some baggages, and when they go into another relationship, they take that baggage with them, and it becomes a responsibility of the other person you are dealing with to resolve those baggages. That leads to a lot of friction between two people whenever one person comes into another relationship. So you must always keep your baggages, resolve your baggages. You must always resolve your baggages before you get into another relationship. That's what author means when he says have an open heart. Have an open heart, resolve all the issues, have an open mind when you get into another relationship. Don't judge the person, don't compare them with the other persons that you were in relationship. Don't expect a particular thing from the other person when you're just getting into a relationship. Have an open heart, be open to possibilities. The second thing that really touched with me is there is no such thing as true love. So the author says that there is no such thing as true love, and if you're really searching for true love, you are basically searching for a fantasy. You are searching for unicorn, because even the possibility that there will be someone really perfect for us is like is like a working of an ego. You are imagining something in your head that this is the perfect thing, and then you're trying to find it in the world. It will be really rare to find or fulfill that particular imagination, and even if it gets fulfilled to some extent, you will be left disappointed. So never think about like true love, perfect love. These things don't exist. These are just unicorn. Just try to find someone you can relate with. Try to find someone you can interact with, understand. Try to find someone you can easily get lost with. That's the understanding from this book. Don't have any kind of expectation whenever you are getting into love, whenever you are getting into relationship, or you will always be disappointed. As in anything in life, don't expect anything and you will be always be surprised. Third point that I really connected with in this particular book is your demons versus their demons. So when we get into a relationship, we can be very self-centered, like this is who I am. I don't want to change. These are my challenges. These are my challenges. You must respect it, and all and all and all. And it's a good thing, like the other person must respect you, must respect the challenges that you face, but at the same time they should try to help you slowly but steadily overcome it, because they want you to grow as well, and you should be open to that. At the same time, you should be doing the same thing with the other persons. Your responsibility whenever you get into a relationship is to grow together. The point is together you must grow together, not single-handedly, not just one person, because in that particular case it becomes like a toxic relationship. Only one person is growing. In any relationship, you should grow together as individuals. It should be one entity and they should grow together. And in this particular case, the two person must have a common goal in life, in career. It can be anything. There's a popular saying that whenever you try to find a founder in a company, try to find someone you would agree to marry. And why is it agree to marry? Because you want to grow together. That's the main essence behind that particular idea. Then that when you start a company, find someone you can marry. And in the same way, I like to add, when you're trying to find someone to marry, try to find someone you would love to start company with or start any kind of project with. If there is anything that you can work and grow in with the other person, then that's an excellent thing, and that's also an excellent relationship building exercise. So you must always keep in mind the demons that you have, demons the other person have. Help them grow in it, help them overcome it, and at the same time be caring, be understanding, and expect the same thing from others. The fourth takeaway from this book is being vulnerable. Now, as guys, we don't really like to be vulnerable. We think that if we are vulnerable, we are dead man. The girl will reject us. That's true to some extent. Women love men who are strong. Women love men who are stable. Women love men they can rely on. But at the same time, you will never feel loved unless you express your deepest, darkest feelings. You must find the person you can really trust to be in love. And if that person leaves you, then that's probably for the best. Because there must be someone you can rely on completely. That's what love is. And the other person should expect the same from you. And women mostly expect the same from men. That they can express themselves as the worst thing about themselves as possible, and the other person will not judge them. If you are judging the person, then it's a clear sign that you are not made for that person. Same applies for you as well. That's something you need to decide, that it's okay to be vulnerable. It will be tough for guys to put their cards on the table. But that's the challenge of love. If you want to be loved, you have to play all your cards. You have to put all eggs in the basket. That's the problem. If you want to feel loved, you have to put all your eggs in one basket. And you have to be vulnerable. That fifth key takeaway from this particular book is know when to walk away. Now this is related to previous point, that you need to be vulnerable, but in some situations of being vulnerable, there will be some kind of toxicity that might be happening in the situation. Doesn't have to be totally vulnerable, but sometimes in situations it happens that one person completely dominates the other person. So you must always understand that you are in a relationship because you want to become better, you want to grow, you want to share, you want to see the other person happy. That's why you're in a relationship, right? You want to be happy, and you want to see other person happy. What happens when the only way to make other person happy is you not being happy? That's like a toxic relationship. That's what you need to avoid. You must constantly place yourself first, but at the same time, you must always be cautious that your desire or your efforts to make the other person happy is not proving detrimental to your health, detrimental to your life, detrimental to your happiness. And this is tough for lovers, because they begin to love someone and their happiness becomes their priority, and they forget that they are individual as well. So considering two people as one entity and thinking along that line is good, but you must also value that you are a separate person as well. This is tough to balance. Like, first I'm saying that, and the author is saying that two person must become one. That's union. In yoga, that's union. And love is a union. And then I'm saying that you should also consider yourself as a singular person, and you must also value yourself enough to walk away when the situation arises. And this is necessary. When something is hurting you from the other person, the first thing you need to do is communicate it with them. When the communication doesn't seem fruitful, it's only till the certain point that you must absorb the shock. You must always be ready to walk away or just give it back. That's the thing. You must always value your happiness first. If you don't value your happiness first, you won't be able to make the other person happy. You can only give what you have. If you're not happy, you cannot make other person happy. If you're not fulfilled, you cannot make other person fulfilled. If you're not in love, you cannot make the other person feel loved. That's the essence. The last point I'm going to talk about is love is a verb. So Osho talks about this in great way, as in, if someone can fall in love, they can attain enlightenment, because love is enlightenment. Love is a process of giving, as in, you cannot, it's not a thing, it's not a noun. Like in English it seems like a noun. I want to love, I want to, no, it's a verb. And I want to give you my love. It seems like a noun, but it's actually a word. It's a process that gives you happiness. It's not what you feel inside, it's what you do with the feeling that makes it seem like love. Because the other person doesn't know what's going on inside of you. Everyone is not telepathic. Maybe you are. I'm not. So it's only the process or the things you do for the other person that will make it obvious that you really care about the other person, you really love the other person. So you must always be understanding, you must always be caring to make the other person feel loved, to make the other person feel special. Because love is a verb. Love is the art of giving. Love is the art of sharing. Love is the art of doing for the other person. Every person has this fantasy that this person will do something for me, and it's your job to realize what that fantasy is for the other person without them telling you, and just doing it for them. It's a beautiful thing if you master it, if you understand it. Just thinking about, like, I wish I could do this for this particular person, it's like a beautiful thing, and women are really good at this. I want to do this. That's why they plan all the parties. You have to think along the lines of how or what the other person would love to have. That's why we love surprises. We don't know, because in surprises we don't know what is within. Plus, when it really works out, it's amazing to see, and it's amazing to know that the other person really guessed what you really wanted. Just always remember that love is a verb. Love is the art of doing for the other person that they would want to be done for them. And it's okay to expect the same thing from the other person. It's okay if that expectation is not fulfilled. But always be in a position where you are happy to give, where you are happy to make the other person happy. And if you're not in that particular state where giving, sharing doesn't make you happy, maybe it's the right time to walk away. So that's all for this video. I hope you liked this video. If you're really interested, you can buy this particular book. It's an okay book. I'll rate it 5 out of 10. Yeah, 5 out of 10. Maybe because I have read more books along this line. Maybe because I'm more spiritual. Maybe you like it. It's up to you. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you in the next video.